Good morning, and I want to welcome you to the fourth grade developmental profile. My name is Paul Salerno, and I am the school counselor here at University School of Milwaukee. And I'm happy to talk with you today about fourth graders. We had a chance before we put the camera on to have everyone introduce themselves and share their child's age and birth date. And as we did this, you can see that fourth graders really span, for the most part, 9 to 10. And that's a very interesting journey. So I'm going to talk about 9s, and then as they move to 10. So 9, 9 and a half, 10, and then as you move on in that 10-year experience. One of the things I always want to share first about children is that there is so much that shapes a child's development. Their age, their birth date clearly is a factor. Gender, boys and girls, and today we'll kind of talk about some of those issues that boys and girls have in this fourth grade experience. The placement in the family, whether they're oldest, youngest, middle child, family experiences, and then also their unique temperament and personality. There's a couple of resources I would like to share with you, and the first is a couple of websites. Parents are always asking me about media and asking about TV shows, movies, computer games, those kinds of things. And so we are letting our parents know school-wide about this particular website, www.commonsensemedia. I think it's really .org, not .com. But if you go to it to .com, they'll redirect you to .org. Parents, also, my favorite kind of parenting website is www.loveandlogic.com. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that particular parenting program. And then if you want to access this YouTube video, if you go to the main page of our website, not the portal, but the website, www.usmk12.org, if you scroll down on the right, you'll see a series of little icons, and there's a red one that's the YouTube icon. And it will just be the 15-minute summary. Parents are always asking me for a good book to read about childhood and parenting. And I'm very picky, and I will usually say to you, let's have a conversation first about your child. And you'll see that why this year in particular, that's very important. But the one I'd like to recommend is Parenting with Love and Logic, and it's been updated and expanded. And it's a very wonderful, practical approach to understanding children. They do it developmentally, so for our pre-primary parents, there is a book on love and logic for up to 6 years of life. And for those who have teens, they have one very appropriate for teenagers. But I encourage you to take a look at this particular book. So let's begin the journey of the fourth grader. Yesterday at my lunch table, I asked our fourth graders, what should I tell your parents about you today? So one person said, announce to them that we are the kings and the queens of the lower school because we are the oldest kids in the lower school. Others said, oh, tell them we're fabulous, amazing, truly remarkable kids. So I think you can see self-concept grows and develops in a very fun and beautiful way. But this journey of 9 to 10 is a fascinating journey. Typically when I do the profiles, and when you read the literature, it'll tell you this is a typical 9-year-old. This is a typical 10-year-old. 9 is the exception to the rule. At 9, more of the child's unique temperament and personality is a greater influence in how they will grow and develop during the course of the year than the other factors. So it's a very interesting experience. Also, where they are on this journey is we're going to move at 9, thinking and action are really intense at 9. 9-year-olds and into 10 become deeper thinkers and become absorbed in their thoughts. The plus side of that, which is very exciting, is they really want to research and delve into things. Their attention span really is increased, and sometimes they're so focused, it's really hard for parents to get them to stop and to transition to something else. They also like to finish things, and which is refreshing. to see that happen. Their thinking ability helps them now to begin to use very basic, simple logic in reasoning, which is also very refreshing that you can use with them. But the downside of their thinking deeply, of the 9-year-old in particular, is worries and brooding. And the worries that they have, because at this age, they are, and into 10, very vulnerable to death, dying, loss, and grief issues. More vulnerable than many other ages, because in the depth of their thinking, they understand what forever means. And the recognition that mom or dad could get very sick, could die, siblings could, and even for many of them, the experience that they are not immortal. And so when there is an experience of the death of a pet, or a significant family member, a grandparent, or a favorite friend of the family, or even a separation, a divorce, a move, these shake their equilibrium, and they need to kind of regroup. Also, if these experiences happen to them when they were younger, it can trigger something now. One 9-year-old was listening and watching the movie Titanic. All of a sudden really started crying because the child remembered their great-grandmother that had died at the age of 97 when they were about 4 or 5. Now at 9, it really surfaced those kinds of feelings. Their thinking ability gives them the ability to go deeper in terms of math, to explore topics, and they really want to learn. Also, they love to share their opinions, and so working together as a group becomes a very interesting issue. Physically, oh my goodness, there is so much activity for 9 and 10-year-olds, and as a matter of fact, they want to do it all. They really want to be kept busy, and so setting limits for them. They love to join things and be part of organizations and clubs, and the extracurricular activity of a 4th grader can be very, very intense. They understand citizenship and rights and responsibilities, and fair is one of the major issues for them of these ages. Fair is important to them, and if they feel that it's fair, they will go along with it. Honesty is probably one of the strongest times for them during these journeys of 9 and 10. And what's great is they have an objectivity about who they are, their strengths and their limitations. They will play to their strengths, so they may avoid activities that they aren't so good at and really pursue those things that they're great at. They also, because of their increased attention span, if they've been involved in lessons of any kind, they have a better attitude about practicing in between those particular lessons, whether it's musical instruments or whether it's in athletics, a much better attitude about it. Sleep is crucial at this age as well as all of the other ages. The typical bedtime is 9, and sometimes 9:30. For 10, sometimes they push that envelope to 10, but they really do need their rest with their active minds and their active bodies that's there. We're going to have a specialist come in and talk to parents in the next few weeks about the importance of sleep. But at 9, some are great sleepers, some are not so great sleepers. At 9, some are great eaters, some are not so great eaters. At 9, some really think violent things are pretty cool in movies, and others are terrified by it. At 9, some are very adept physically and athletically, and others seem to just be klutzy. It's a very interesting time, so you can't really compare your child to the other children. Relationship-wise, children can be very mean and unkind at 9 and 10. And in many ways, they may label other children and isolate them. Friendship is very, very important at this age. But they also have what I call social memory. And so they remember things that happened in earlier years, and they may harbor and hold that. boys typically move in packs, and for boys, while there may be an argument, an intense disagreement, usually boys will work it out, and the next day you're in the game. That's great. What boys argue about are things like team captains and who picking teams, and we really try to address those particular issues. Girls are much more emotionally invested in their relationships at 9 and 10, and really exclusive often, and that creates lots of hurts and lots of challenges. We have community building activities that we do in 3rd and 4th grade, and this year I'm excited to say I've expanded guidance into 4th grade, and we are piloting a new program on restorative justice for our 4th graders, helping them understand how to deal with people, how to make things right again, repair harms that's been done, letting go, moving on, forgiveness, and growing and maturing. And we've just started that particular journey. So 4th graders, as they move into 10, move into the golden age. Like 5, 10 is wonderful. My life is good. I like being this age. I have a romantic idea of home and life at home, and for the most part, my emotions are at an even keel, except for one, which surprises us, and that's anger. And in a split second, a 10-year-old can have a kicking, screaming, yelling tantrum, short-lived, and moved on. So, in this general overview, you can see there's so much we really want to talk about today about the 4th grader. Really enjoying them, enjoying this growing person, enjoying this great calm of 10, because I have to tell you at 11, that'll be another journey that we will take. So, as we experience 4th grade, I really want to help you maximize their desire to be independent, to be more grown up. So they really need to be taking the responsibility for their things, the responsibility for any issues, concerns, problems that they have. And so what I would encourage you, and we'll talk about this in restorative justice, is helping them problem solve. And the questions that we ask are: what happened? Who was affected or harmed by this? And how do we fix what's been done? The harm, how do we repair that? And so a key message you need to give them is, what are you going to do? What can you do? Rather than, I will jump in. If they have a concern with teacher, you need to encourage them to talk to the teacher first. In their things, the responsibility of their backpacks and homework and all of that, while you are the overseer, it is their responsibility to be taking that homework out, doing their homework, placing it back in. In their relationships with their peers, I really encourage you, because we as parents also have social memory of things over the years, and to really try and let go of preconceived judgments. Because this is a year where kids at this age can truly say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I need to change, and they do. And yet often we don't give them that opportunity to do that because we still have this social memory of past hurts. So it's a year of leadership. It's a year of growing into comfort of who they are. It's a year of helping them navigate through relationships and through challenges and to experience that. Moms, I have to say, they kind of back off from you in their quest for being independent. They haven't stopped loving you, but you may find that at 9 in particular, there is a backing off. 10 may want to hang with you a little bit more. So this journey is one that I would encourage you, if you have questions or concerns, to contact me. And my phone number, my direct line, is 414-540-3220. My email is psalerno@usmk12.org. I have a handout for you that I will be giving you, and that will be also available if parents aren't here. Just let your classroom teacher know, and I'll make sure it gets to you. That spans 8, 9, and 10, and really the emotional, social development, the cognitive development. So this is a year to really enjoy, to see the young person growing more and maturing. And I hope that you are able to do that. That doesn't mean there aren't going to be bumps in the road, but let's all journey together and be in communication. Thank you.